Good afternoon, everybody. You are listening to 89.1 FM WXVU Villanova Radio. It's a little past 4 p.m. on this gorgeous Monday afternoon, which means it's time for Fun in the Locker Room, your favorite sports radio show, where we have some fun in the locker room, recapping everything in the world of sports, discussing hot takes, making predictions, and more. We are a radio show, but we're also a podcast. Check us out on SoundCloud, Fun in the Locker Room, to hear every recorded radio show, and check out our Twitter account, Fun in the Locker Room, where we post our polls and questions for our followers. We like to interact with all of our followers. We're sending good thoughts to our listeners from the studio here in Villanova, Pennsylvania. And let's start the show like we start every show with our takes from this weekend. We had a very exciting slate of games this past Sunday in the NFL. Sean, let's hear your take from this weekend.
So I guess my bigger takeaway from this week that has been evident by all of our games over the weekend was that there's no clear frontrunner in the NFL right now. Every team can lose in any given week, as we saw from numerous underdog wins yesterday. But overall, if I were to try to pick the team that stood out amongst all the other teams in the NFL, it's probably the Cardinals. They just find ways to win each week. I think we keep overlooking them. Like, everybody expecting the Rams to catch up to them. They're expecting the other teams. I've heard people write them off as not even in that top tier in the NFC. But they are probably the best team in the NFC, and I have faith in them going forward. But not a whole lot of faith considering everything's happening in the NFL. But if I were forced me to pick a team to come out of the NFC right now, it'd probably be the Arizona Cardinals.
Solid take. All right, Liam, what about you?
My take this week, I feel like it's not too hot considering what just happened, but the Bills, man, they're not going to steamroll the AFC like we thought after coming off I don't know what to say, a loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who essentially are a high school JV team at this point. They put up 6 points against them. It's pathetic. I honestly, I don't know what happened that game. I didn't watch, but I saw Josh Allen with 2 picks. He was also their leading rusher, and I don't know what happened. That Jacksonville defense has not been good. They've won 2 games this whole season, and they've looked horrible, but they go in and stun Buffalo. So I don't think the Bills are going to steamroll the AFC like we once thought.
No, just a quick point, though. The Jaguars did get after Josh Allen a lot that game, which is surprising.
Were the Bills missing people on their O-line?
Not that I heard of. Huh. But they were just attacking. Shout out to Scott Hansen, the analytics guy. Got really excited when Josh Allen sacked Josh Allen.
Yeah, shout out to Josh Allen at the end.
Yeah, Josh Allen also picked him, and I think he had a fumble too.
Fumble, yeah.
Big game for Josh Allen, defender.
Not the Josh Allen we thought that was going to go off.
No,
but at least one Josh Allen went off that game. So my take for this week is the Panthers. This isn't really a hot take, but the Panthers were fool's gold, and I was a fool. I totally bought into them when they started off the season, doing excellent. I thought this is the scene for Sam Darnold. The defense was playing well, and now they're 4-5. Sam Darnold had pretty bad game, 172 yards, 3 picks, no touchdowns. QBR of 3, QB rating 26.3.
3, jeez.
And I'm a Sam Darnold guy. He went to the high school where I'm from in San Clemente, so he's you see pictures of him all around that high school. So I kind of a little part of me wants him to do well. I think everyone saw that video of Robbie Anderson just, yelling at Sam Darnold after the 3rd pick. So there's obviously some sort of, that the quarterback is in essence supposed to be like a leader on the team, right? A vocal leader, whether he's the best player or not. And so to kind of just attack your leader like that, I mean, there's one thing for holding people accountable, but it didn't really seem like that's what was going on. Christian McCaffrey couldn't really get anything going. Shout out to Stephon Gilmore for picking off his former team. But other than that, it seems like giving up 24 to the Patriots, not really special. So I don't think the Panthers are going to be making any noise anytime soon. And, Sam Darnold continues to go back to his old ways. And the Panthers look like they're going to be in quarterback issues for a while. So that's my take. Not really a hot take, but...
Just jump over yours real quick. Yeah, Sam Darnold backing against the Patriots. He's always struggled against the Patriots. It's back in his Jets days. He used to be seeing ghosts against them. He definitely saw some more again.
I think he saw some. Especially on that 88-yard pick 6. Tough.
Okay, so we were talking about the AFC, so let's switch divisions, go to the AFC West.
Ooh.
And I mean, we've talked about the AFC West. We've made a lot of predictions about them, and I think everything's not really going the way we thought it was. Big game for the Broncos. The Chiefs still looking not good, despite beating the Roger-less Packers. Raiders, obviously we'll get to that, and then the Chargers barely beating the Eagles. What team do we want to start with first?
I think let's start on the Broncos, because I think we talked about them last week, and we wrote them off completely. After their hot start, they played, what was it? They were 3-0, but they played 3 garbage teams.
Oh, the 3 teams they played at a combined record of 0-9, so
yeah.
Great.
Lord,
backing up their 3-0 start.
They were up on the Cowboys, who we talked about last week, were perennial NFC favorites.
Yep.
They were up 30-0 at one point on the Cowboys. I don't know what to say. I don't think anybody predicted that. I mean, it was a week of upsets, but...
And the Broncos' defense, that was at least a big part to me.
Oh, yeah.
Because you lose Von Miller, and a lot of people talked about their defense ends not playing well, stuff like that, but a bunch of guys stepped up. Their secondary played really well. Like, Dak Prescott is a good passing quarterback. Great passing quarterback, to be fair. And they just stifled the entire offense all game. Like, I don't think we've seen a team since the Buccaneers week 1 stifle the Cowboys offense like they did this week.
No. And the Broncos, after starting off 3-0, they lost 4 straight games. Now riding a little 2-game win streak. But they had some guys. Jamal Williams stepped up at them for running back, 111 yards. Teddy played well. I guess it was their defense played really well.
Short fields.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's interesting, especially when you have, they have a nice little dynamic duo in the running back with Williams and Melvin Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Teddy B's kind of a mixed bag, but, he had a good game and the Dallas Cowboys defense hasn't been, anything really to, they haven't been, something that you're going to go in and get 40 on.
They've been
pretty solid, so to give up 30 to this offense is pretty shocking. So are we concerned at all for the Cowboys, or is this just another bump in the road?
I just don't like how Dak's been inconsistent in playing this season. It seems like every time he comes off a week off, he'll play either really well or he won't play well the week after that. So I think they'll be fine as long as they get their guys consistent minutes.
Yeah, the other thing that I find interesting, that it's a Mike McCarthy issue, which I don't really think he's a good head coach, but the Broncos, the Cowboys went 3 times they went on 4th and 1, and they didn't convert any of them. I think that's a big part of the game.
Yeah.
If you convert one of those, or you kick a field goal in certain situations, it changes the whole dynamic of the game. And I think these are big mental plays that the Cowboys just couldn't convert on. And I think it goes down to play calling. Maybe Mike McCarthy looks in the mirror and says, maybe we'll be a little less aggressive and take some points instead of trying to push for all these touchdowns. Especially against a weaker opponent, theoretically. Yeah. You just get the points, just keep moving along. It's questionable play calling from Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, so definitely... I don't think we suspect the Broncos are going to be favorites in that division. But, looking at the other teams in the division, so I think we should probably address the Raiders. Obviously, the Raiders have had a lot of news
They've
this
had
year. A lot of
news for a decade in this one season. It's been crazy.
You have the John Gruden thing, and obviously we send our condolences to the families that were affected in the Henry Ruggs incident. So, obviously, he's not going to be with the team. And Sean, resident Giants fan,
Giants came in and won.
Yeah.
It wasn't pretty. Great defensive plays. The Raiders did not play well. Obviously, if anybody's in the locker room, you'd obviously have a hard time coming this week after one of your key wide receivers goes through something like this. That I don't think, from what it's coming out of the locker room, Derek Carr didn't seem like it would think this could happen. It was all a little bit of a shock to everybody. So definitely the Raiders locker room didn't come into the best mindset coming into this game, but still, the Giants came out, took care of business, won a game. As my crazy playoff scenario I gave you last week, this was part of the playoff scenario. They won one of these 3 games, so just keep moving along. This is the best Giants record since 2016 season.
Really?
3-6. Wow. We are in the playoff hunt now, and it is
the playoff hunt.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm feeling the best I have been as a Giants fan in a long time.
That's
I'm
awesome.
very excited.
There we go.
I'm glad you feel that way, Sean. I don't know. From a Raiders standpoint, they're sitting 5-3 out of everything that they've been through this season.
That's not bad at all.
I think it's really impressive, especially in a division with the Chiefs, Chargers, and Broncos emerging as a team that can win games. I don't know. As I've been high on the Raiders all season. I think they still have a shot to win this division, especially with the way that the Chiefs have looked and the Chargers coming off. I mean, a win against the Eagles, but God, it was just not pretty. It was not pretty.
And we'll get to the Chargers in a second, but I think we all agree that division's up for
it's
grabs.
wide open, still wide open.
Just a quick, not that it really has anything to do with the Raiders' projection this season, but the Raiders' 2020 draft class, which this was just a year ago, might go down as the worst in NFL history. When you have their first pick in the first round, Henry Ruggs. Second pick is Damon Arnett, cut.
Jeez.
They had three third-rounders. Lynn Bowden traded, played 0 snaps. Brian Edwards is a starting wide receiver. Tanner Muse was cut, played 0 snaps. And then they had 2 fourth-round picks. John Simpson's a backup, and Amik Robertson got benched. So that's quite the draft class for them, especially when your first pick in that draft class is now going to be in prison for a while.
And you look back at the Khalil Mack trade. I saw this earlier today.
Oh, yeah.
How the Khalil Mack trade ended up working out with all the draft picks. It was Khalil Mack for Josh Jacobs, who isn't even a every down back in Las Vegas. Yeah. So not a good trade for that aspect either.
At the time, it looked like they got a lot back. And you just got to draft well, and it doesn't seem like the draft. I mean, obviously they haven't drafted well, and Josh Jacobs is a good player, but I think Khalil Mack is arguably a better one.
It's incredible that they're still in a position where they could make the playoffs with everything that's going on. Unfathomable. It's really crazy. That division's going to be fun, though.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I don't think there's much to talk about the Chiefs. Still look bad. They beat the Packers team without Aaron Rodgers, so I don't think that really tells us anything.
No.
13 points? That's how much you can drop on the Packers? Like, come on now.
It's pathetic. I think at this point it's pathetic that the Chiefs haven't woken up out of this trance and had a good game. It's alarming. If anybody steps up in that division, who I think it's the Chargers division to take, it hasn't been pretty for the Chiefs, and they got to do something, light a fire under themselves. Pat Mahomes needs to come out and have a great game. Tyreek Hill needs to run over defenses. Travis Kelce needs to get in the end zone. They need to make a statement, and they have in the season. And if they don't, they're going to be in trouble.
And I want to write them off, and I want to say that they've got no chance to make the playoffs. But when you look at the AFC right now, they're tied for the 4th best record in the AFC, basically.
That doesn't say a lot.
Amount. But like the AFC league in general, you've got the Titans at 7-2, you got the Bills at 5-3, you got the Ravens at 6-2. Like, it's just a bunch of teams at this 5-4, 5-3 mark that it's going to come down to towards the end of the season, so you can scrape together. Like, coming out of the AFC, you might need 10 wins, 10 wins to get you in the playoff spots. Yeah. Like, it's just gonna be interesting who can get to that number.
And there could be a couple 9-8 teams in there.
Yeah, couple tiebreakers.
Oh yeah,
down to decides who gets into the playoffs here.
Yeah, I mean, with the Chiefs, we've talked about their problems all year long. Whether it's defense is catching up to them, D coordinators just getting better, and a lack of a running game, or whether it's defenses are just like, hey, we're gonna double team your only 2 weapons in Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, and then obviously we've talked about their defense. Now this is not too serious, but I have 2 theories. So we have the Madden curse, obviously. I think we're all well aware of the Madden curse. He's been on 2 covers now?
Yes.
Yeah.
So is he finally catching up?
Yeah, it could.
Or I saw this one recently, the Tom Brady Super Bowl curse. If you look at the teams that Tom Brady's beat recently in the Super Bowl, outside of the Rams, but they had to trade Stafford to kind of get back to being good. You have the Seahawks, the Falcons. Haven't really done well since getting beat by Tom Brady. So I don't know. Someone was saying, I saw somewhere online, that it's a science. Teams that get beat by Tom Brady in the Super Bowl just don't do well afterwards.
I think it also be a little bit of tiredness. Again, we talk about it more in the NBA than we do in the NFL, but the Chiefs over the past 3 years have been playing late into the season.
That's true.
Late into January, late into February. They've been playing a lot more games than most teams in the NFL. I know Tom Brady and the Patriots have made it look routine over the years, but it definitely is a toll on your body. So maybe it's just a rest here almost. I don't know.
And
it's definitely
they still have a chance too. They still have a chance, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Anything we want to say on the Chargers? they just had a bye, and then this game, so
I mean, it wasn't pretty, but they did beat the Eagles. So, you know, it's always tough to beat the Eagles, too, especially playing in Philly. Justin Herbert had a great game, though. I don't know. They just got to have guys step up. Their defense has still been pretty well. Their offense is just still hasn't been, I think, what everybody predicted it to be, a very high-octane offense. They got weapons. Eckler, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. They got weapons on offense. I want to see them really explode these coming weeks.
Even with all these weapons, they still seem to, like, play down to the opponent.
They do.
Play down to the opponent every week. Like, they're always in these grinded out close games, and, like, I think the entire Chargers history, they're just not a playoff team that you put it together at the right time and like have that game-winning drive, stuff like that. So unless things start changing, they're obviously making the playoffs. I wouldn't pick them not to make the playoffs this period of time, but going into the playoffs, I wouldn't have a lot of faith in them.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and I mean, the one thing that the Eagles have kind of seemed to retain from that year, that magical year for them, is their run defense is pretty good. To hold the Chargers to 89 yards rushing, that's pretty good. When you limit someone like Austin Eckler to 59 yards, I'd say you have a pretty good running defense. So that could have been a reason why it was a lot of Justin Herbert through the air, but I don't think any of us are hitting the panic button on them at all.
No.
So I mean, that's gonna be an exciting division for sure. It's gonna probably look very different at the end of the year, and we'll just have to monitor it from now on. But we're gonna cut to a quick PSA before we get back to the rest of the league. Villanova University Tech Crew holds office hours every Friday from 12 noon to 4 p.m. in Tallentine 009. Office hours is open to everyone. Both current VUTC members and students interested in joining are encouraged to drop by. If you're not able to make it to office hours, but you'd like to discuss something with VUTC or otherwise schedule a training and or meeting, please contact us at contact@vutc.com. All right, guys. So very exciting game last night, right? Yeah, Titans-Rams. What do we make of that? A lot of takeaways there, right?
I didn't think the Titans had a chance without Derrick Henry, and their defense was unbelievable. Pick six, Matt Stafford, and then
Pick six again. Then sacks.
And then sack, and then it was game over halfway through the third quarter. Crazy. Shout out to Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Number 125 touchdowns in his career. That's awesome. But, God, Titans looked good last night. Their defense, especially against a team like the Rams, who've just been destroying teams. They locked down Cooper Kupp, held Matt Stafford in check. Titans are good.
It was a lot about the rushing, the pass defense by the Titans specifically. Like Chris Collinsworth midway through the game said that the Sean McVay is full of the part of the playbook that talks about drop back passing, because every time he dropped back, he was getting hit. He was getting under pressure. Like Matthew Stafford had no time to throw all game, and like the Titans' defensive line stepped up in a huge way, and I think that's what's the difference in the game, because both of the turnovers, both of those pick sixes, both came down to pressure in his face. Like the first one was him just like trying to get rid of the ball. The other one is just pressure in his face. I guess maybe that's showing you the weakness of the Rams, which I think is a weakness of a lot of teams in the NFL. Just if you get pressure on the quarterback, good things happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I don't honestly know whether it's more of the Titans defense stepping up, or Matthew Stafford just looking a little uncomfortable with those two picks. And obviously, you alluded to it, Sean. He was in his own end zone, scrambling, trying to avoid getting a safety. So that's clearly a lot of pressure right there. Kevin Byard is a very good safety in this league, and taking one to the house, credit goes to him. And I've written off the Titans defense before. I thought their strength was definitely their offense, and it is. But now without Derrick Henry, you need both sides of the ball to kind of go to work. And this Foreman guy, 5 carries, 29 yards. That's not Derrick Henry numbers right there. So you're gonna have to rely more through the air. And it's not like Ryan Tannehill had a great game, and A.J. Brown was the leading wide receiver with 42 yards. It's just the defense put them in good positions to score. Which
their field position was great every time.
That's really all you need. So I don't know about what you guys thought, but when we heard of the Derrick Henry injury, I was like, okay, you know what, this is season's over. But are we still feeling that way?
Not at all. I mean, they're 7-2. They're going to win their division. I don't think there's any doubt about that rank, unless your Colts are gonna make a comeback.
I would love that, but no. And they have the best record in the AFC right now.
Yeah, they do. especially in AFC that's still wide open, I think.
Yeah.
Who knows? Hopefully, Derrick Henry comes back, gets his rest. It's going to be tough to stop them playoff time if their defense continues to play like this.
And I think that the only division, I think the AFC South is the only division in the AFC that you can declare a winner for.
Yeah.
None of the other AFC divisions can you even close to declare a winner, but I think the Titans probably have us locked up, so it gives them a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah.
What if the Texans went out?
The Texans went out, they'd be 9-8.
Yeah, so no, but I agree with you. Are we worried about the Rams at all?
No.
No.
I mean, this NFL season has shown teams will lose games. Nobody's just impenetrable. Teams will lose games. And, I mean, Rams have a bad game. They got very unlucky, too. That first pick, it could have gone anywhere on the field, went right to the linebacker. Second pick, I mean, again, back in his own end zone. It's tough, and he faced a lot of pressure last night. But, I mean, I don't think there's anything to worry about in the Rams case.
Yeah, and it's not like we were saying earlier, it's not like the Rams defense was getting torn apart. I mean, Jalen Ramsey, I think, opening possession,
played pretty well.
But
Rams defense played
early
well.
possession the first quarter, Jalen Ramsey on a pick on great undercutting a route. So I don't think we're worried whatsoever.
No. And as we've seen in the NFL so far this year, every single team has weaknesses. No team is perfect. There's no team above the crop of the rest of them. So there's going to be weeks like this. Every team can lose any given Sunday, which is completely evident so far this year in the NFL.
Absolutely. Speaking of that, I think we need to talk about the AFC North.
Yeah, we do.
Wide open right now.
What team should we start with?
Let's talk about the Bengals and the Browns. That just happened.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 weeks ago, our consensus pick was the Bengals.
Yeah.
And
for the AFC, well, not...
Well, in their division.
Yeah,
but
division. Also, like, they could have wrapped up the AFC, too.
Yeah.
We were talking about that.
Yes. And now they are last in their division.
Are they really?
They are.
Yeah.
A tiebreak. Well, it depends if the Steelers lose tonight. Steelers will be last, but for right now, Bengals are the bottom feeders.
Which is crazy. The division is so tight.
Yeah. Shocking to see.
From first to last 2 weeks. I think they were first when we were talking about it a couple weeks ago. Like, they come right coming off a Ravens win. They just haven't looked the same. Their offensive line been having a lot of problems. Cannot be able to protect Joe Burrow.
No.
Two bad losses.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bad losses.
And he's been under pressure a ton. I think he's the third most sacked quarterback in the league.
I have no doubt about that.
Behind, I think Tannehill's number one, actually. It's funny. But, yeah, he had 2 picks. I think this was his first game this season without throwing, I want to say, 2 touchdowns.
It might have been.
Joe Burrow. They just did not look good.
And the defense has not looked good.
No.
Over 40 points to Baker Mayfield and the Browns. They got a good offense over there, but still.
Yeah, Nick Chubb ran wild on that defense.
You can't let that happen. I mean, that you're just not going to win a football game if you're letting Baker Mayfield throw wherever he wants and Nick Chubb run all over the team. And this is a team like they're dealing with drama too. The Browns. They just had that whole OBJ drama. And so you think like, maybe there's some issues in the locker room or whatever, and so it's like you kind of pencil the Bengals in to, maybe just, come in and get this game, and Joe Burrow with 2 picks, 28 of 40, Joe Mixon did his thing, but I don't know, and we gotta. You were bringing up the defense, like that's unacceptable. 41 points to the Browns, unacceptable.
No.
But to be fair to the Bengals, any Bengals fan, if you had gone to the season and told Bengals fans you'd be 5-4 and 9 games into the season, like we didn't expect a lot from the Bengals going into the year. Like they're ahead of schedule a little bit on their rebuild.
100%.
They're playing well. There's going to be growing pains. Young quarterback, young offensive line, young head coach in general too. But they're showing the signs what needs to be improved. They just need to fix up the tiny things.
And it's wide open. They still got a
chance.
Yeah, and I think a lot of defenses are now finally like saying, "Hey, we got to guard Jamar Chase. Like we need to make sure there's 2 guys on him at all times because when he was running wherever he wanted to in the first half of the season. So I mean I think they'll get through it. I don't know. I can't pencil them in to win the division anymore.
No.
So is this their division to win or is it the Ravens?
Probably the Ravens.
Maybe
the Steelers.
Maybe the Steelers?
Really?
Why not? The Steelers are 4-3. They could be 5-3 after tonight.
They haven't played anybody this season except the Bills.
We'll get to our Monday Night Football picks.
Yeah.
You try to slide that in there that they're going to be that they're going to have a win tonight, but
I'm actually not positive on that one. I don't think I'm going to go that way on my Monday Night Football picks later.
Wow.
It's probably the Ravens division to win. Lamar Jackson played well.
He's been playing very well.
Yeah, Liam, you want to talk about Lamar
Yeah,
Jackson?
I want to talk about Lamar
like you wanna
Jackson
talk about
because you look at this Ravens roster. On the offensive side of the ball, they stink. They have Lamar Jackson, they have Hollywood Brown, and they have nobody else. Lamar Jackson, if he carries this team to outright win their division, which would be a great task, and get them a good record, he's the MVP. I think so. Ooh. Right now, the way he's been playing, Ravens are 6-2 in a loaded division. They're one game away from being top dog in the AFC. I like the way Lamar's been playing. I'm a big Lamar guy. He's got 2,200 passing yards this season, 600 rushing. I mean, touchdowns to interceptions. It's never going to look good, especially if you have a horrible wide receiving core. But the Ravens just been winning games, and he's been the biggest part of that.
I feel like you've only been watching AFC football. Because there's someone named Kyler Murray, and there's someone named Matthew Stafford, there's someone named Tom Brady.
You look at team most valuable player.
Aaron Rodgers.
The Ravens without Lamar Jackson don't win a game this season. They are horrible. Besides,
what do you think the score of the game would have been if Aaron Rodgers played versus the Chiefs?
Oh, they would have won. I think they would have won.
Probably easily.
Smoked them.
Yeah,
probably easily.
But he also has Devontae Adams. He also has Aaron Jones. He's a great defense behind him.
But without Aaron Rodgers, they lost. Have we seen without Lamar Jackson? No. So we go that way. Aaron Rodgers is more valuable to the team right now.
I'll support you a little bit. Like these comebacks that he's making are just
it's been incredible. And they also, I do got to give credit where credit's due. Shout out special teams. Jay Tucker, you are the man. He is the best kicker in the NFL. Obviously because Will Lutz is hurt, but I got to give credit where credit's due. They've been killing it on special teams, and a big part of it is Justin Tucker. But come on, you got to give credit to Lamar. He's been the man.
He's good, and his stats have been very well. But most valuable player seems a little biased.
So, do you want to know the updated MVP odds?
Is it still Josh Allen first?
So it's Josh Allen plus 350, then Brady, Kyler Murray, Stafford, Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, and Lamar Jackson at plus 1,100.
Keep sleeping.
What are those odds for the top guys?
So Josh Allen's 350, Brady's 375, Kyler Murray's 475, Matthew Stafford's 650, Dak Prescott's plus 900, Aaron Rodgers is plus 900, and then Lamar is plus 1,100. And that's kind of the group until Justin Herbert's plus 2,200.
Just out of curiosity, I feel like typically at this point in the season, there's typically somebody more favored than what we have right now.
Yeah.
I feel like this is one of the more wide open races we've had in a long time, which is represented the NFL in general, wide open. But I think it's a lot of fun for the NFL the way it is right now.
Oh, yeah.
If you could put, let's say I give you $30, and I say you can disperse it however you want.
We do not endorse gambling.
We do not endorse gambling whatsoever, as a former gambler. But if I had to give you let's say I give you $30, you can spend max among 3 people, and you can sprinkle money. Who are you putting money on? You can put it all on one, or on 2, or on 3.
It's probably going Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson.
Bingo.
And
Kyler?
Rodgers,
okay.
I like those 3. I'd pick those 3, too.
What about you? You choose the same 3?
The same 3, yeah.
Wow, so not even the favorite, Josh Allen.
No, I'm not picking Josh
Allen.
I think
they have the best.
Now that I say
second best defense
Josh
in the
Allen
league.
should not be favored.
He's got
I would
weapons
agree
on
with
weapons.
you, just because I don't think Vegas has caught up to the fact that Josh Allen's been cooling down a little bit, especially after I'm surprised he's still a favorite after the game they just had. I'd probably go Brady, Kyler, Lamar. I'll throw.
Lamar's got the odds, I guess. So
that's the most value right there, for sure.
People sleep, but if they keep winning, man, it's going to be a different story. I'll tell you that.
If I actually pick an MVP who I think is going to win MVP is probably Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got the narrative. He's got everything behind.
Yeah, if the Cardinals win out and go 16-1 or 15-2, he's going to get it. But
that's a realistic possibility.
It is. It's very realistic.
That's fair. Okay, and just reference, you need to be 21 so I have to say that. All right, so let's do the NFC South before we cut to commercials. Liam, Saints fan, did we talk about Jameis last week?
We did. We talked about how he got hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, once again, the issues as a Saints fan, it is so glaringly obvious what they need to do to fix it. We have by far, I've said this time and time again, the worst receiving core in the league. And the fact that OBJ still isn't on that team to me is just outright disrespect to the fan base. They came in, they were down a ton against the Falcons, came back, scored 22 points in the fourth quarter, and almost came back to win that game but lost on field goal. Man.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh.
Hello,
I'm a
Pat.
caller. I would like to speak regarding this Jameis Winston talk.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name's Pat Costello, avid Jameis Winston fan.
What is your question, Pat?
My question is, do you think that the Jameis Winston legacy will be greater than Drew Brees', considering he's one of the greatest quarterbacks of recent times?
Who are you referring to, Jameis or Drew?
Jameis Winston. He's better than Drew Brees already.
Okay. Let's zip this knucklehead. Come on.
All right. Thank you, Pat, for calling in. Call in next week,
Okay.
please.
I don't even want to discuss what was just said.
Okay, but back to the Odell Beckham thing. I think that's not your problem. Your answer to your problem is a quarterback
Hey, Trevor Siemian didn't play bad.
named Taysom Hill.
Okay.
Come
Well,
on, you don't tell me the offense will be more dynamic. You won't be able to stay in games longer, run the ball, kill clock, get the defense on the field.
yeah, but the problem was they fell so far behind this week,
I know, but
and their defense did have a lapse. I'll admit, the Saints' almighty defense had a bad week. Played really well in the second half, but that last possession,
Simeon didn't play well in the first half either.
Huh?
Simeon did not play well
he
in the
played
first half.
great in the second half.
Great,
though.
yeah, but not good in the first.
No, he did not. I mean, I don't know, dude. Taysom Hill's. You think he's a quarterback?
Yes, I think you. I don't see what's the downside for giving a shot. Like I don't understand why
I do agree.
give him that money and not give him a shot like this.
That's very true. However, when you get down big, you have to throw the ball.
Taysom's got an arm.
No,
not really control
no.
the ball, but he can launch the ball far.
Yeah, he's like Jameis in that
He's like
sense.
gunslinger.
He's like Jameis before he got LASIK eye surgery.
That's fair.
But I don't know. I'm not worried about the Saints. That division's still wide open. I had no expectations coming in this year. I think if their defense can play well, they still need to go out and get receivers. I would love a mix of Trevor Siemian and Taysom Hill, especially in the red zone.
Yeah.
Taysom Hill in the red zone would be unbelievable.
Did
Him,
he even snap?
I don't think so.
I didn't see the snap.
Just-
Maybe he still hurt.
Him on the field would be just incredible because it takes so much attention away from the defense, you know? But Alvin Kamara continues to be their workhorse, and, I mean, they just went out. They did not play well this game. I did like that they came back, but it was a little disheartening to lose to the Birds.
I wanna address your point about OBJ for anyone that's not aware. So he was released. He's stated the Seahawks, Niners, and Saints are the front runners that he'd prefer to go to, and he has said, because he's going through waivers right now, he will, quote, cause problems, end quote, if picked up on waivers by a non-contender. So that I find it interesting you chose those three teams, to be honest.
Yeah, you
because
got-
I don't see any of those three teams really making the playoffs. Maybe the
The
Saints.
Saints are 5-3 right now.
Okay, yeah, as a wild, they have to fight for the wild card
Yeah,
spot.
yeah.
But
Team-
There's three
hit the
wild
ball.
card
the
spots.
the first two in that three, I don't see them making the playoffs. So I would love him to be on the Seahawks, but do you think that would just revolutionize the team if he's on the?
If OBJ wants to go in a position where he will get the ball and be wide receiver one, he will go to New Orleans.
Yeah, and he's not. I'm shocked by the Seahawks because
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how he
That's
fits in
confusing.
with DK
Yeah,
and Long.
maybe he thinks Russell Wilson coming back, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
Apparently, Russell Wilson's been
Russ is
urging
back.
the
Yeah.
front office to sign him.
But
so
all I want to say is, OBJ, if you're listening, I know you got ties down from LSU. We would love to have you in New Orleans.
the Niners, I guess he would start. I mean, maybe I'm throwing Kittle the ball more, but as far as wide receivers go, I'm sure he's wide receiver one.
He would be the king down there. Just gonna say that.
He'd be
Just
the
throw
king
that
down
out
there.
Yep, he would.
All right, we're gonna cut to some PSAs after that comment, but we'll be right back with some more football. Maybe a little recap of the World Series. Then we got some basketball we like to get into too. So stick around. You're listening to Fun in the Locker Room. You're listening to 89.1 FM, WXVU, Villanova Radio, Fun in the Locker Room. This has to be probably my favorite segment of our show because we all take this very seriously. We're very competitive with this, but we have our Monday Night Football picks. The king of picks, Sean Rankle, 6-2. And then you have me and Liam with 3-5, 2-6, respectively, trying to catch up. Tonight we have Bears at Steelers. Steelers are -7. Sean, take it away.
I've been looking at this game. I know I talked briefly earlier how I like the Steelers, but in this game in Pittsburgh, I don't trust Ben Roethlisberger, and I can't take Ben Roethlisberger. So in that sense, we're gonna put the faith in Justin Fields. I don't think the Bears are gonna win. But I think they will do enough to cover the 7-point spread. I'm picking the Bears. +7.
Okay. Liam, you have a strategy.
Because I'm so far behind and I don't find second place to be appetizing to me whatsoever, I will be fading Sean until I catch up. So I will take the Steelers. And honestly, I don't think this is too much of a bad beat. Steelers at home, playing again. They have a pretty solid defense. All they need to do is get Justin Fields under pressure. The Bears have had a lot of offensive line problems, and I think the key to this game is going to be Steelers defense just getting after him. Najee Harris is going to have a fantastic game. And Big Ben, I know you've heard my slander these past couple weeks. Use this as a coming out party. Come on. I really want you to just come out and have a great game. Make me eat my words and prove Sean wrong.
Wow. Okay. So, both just not really good teams. Well, I'm not going to say that, actually. The Steelers' defense is good. Justin Fields is kind of like getting his thing together. Bears' defense, a lot of injuries. Eddie Jackson, doubtful. Khalil Mack, out. Alec Ogletree, questionable. Eric Ebron is out, so I guess that means something.
What?
If that means anything.
No, does not mean anything.
So Justin Fields, I like Justin Fields. He really had a great game before their bye. He had 103 rushing yards and a touchdown, and then went 19 of 27 for 175 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. And I think we all saw that amazing run he had, probably run of the year, especially by a quarterback. 2 fumbles, though. So I don't really know what to make of Justin Fields. It looks like he's trending in the right direction. I also have been noticing Khalil Herbert, who was their 6th-rounder running back, and with the injury to David Montgomery, he's been playing a lot. He just had a game of 100 yards and then 72 yards, 97 the week before, 75 the week before that. So they're kind of getting a running game going, but it is the Steelers' defense. What did you take, Sean? You took Bears?
Bears
Bears.
I think I'm going to take Steelers.
Nice. Hop on that bandwagon.
I know.
Yes.
I really should be trying to fade the public or something because people are taking the Steelers. That's why the line moved. But I don't know. Steelers defense and Najee Harris is honestly, if there weren't that many injuries on the Bears defense, I would maybe take the Bears. But I think it's time we band together and we fade Sean.
Yes.
And we take what's rightfully ours in the Monday Night Football picks rankings. So, I guess that clears that up. Hopefully Sean will be 6-3 next time, but we'll see.
I wouldn't have a lot of faith in that. 7-2, here we go.
Oh Lord.
This is a hard. I feel like out of all the games,
this is a weird game.
This is a harder one.
This is a weird one. Yeah.
This is a tough Monday Night Football game in general. It's a weird one to talk about.
Steelers have been really good on Monday Night Football too, historically.
So have the Bears.
That's true.
Yeah. So
unless you're playing the Packers, and the Bears are not going to Monday night.
Yeah.
Well, the Bears usually playing the Packers doesn't end well for them anyway.
We know who owns the Bears. His name is Aaron Rodgers.
Shout out.
All right, I think we have one more division we want to talk about in football before we move on to other sports. AFC East, which we haven't really talked about anybody but the Bills. So what do you guys think about that?
As much as it pains me to say this, the New England Patriots are a good football team.
Wow.
They're 5-4 right now, but that doesn't really tell the whole story. They have plus 60 point differential this season. They have 2-point loss, 1-point loss, and 6-point loss. Besides their loss against the Saints, they could be sitting right now at like 7-2 if they win that game versus the Bucs and they win Week 1 versus the Dolphins. They're not a bad football team. They have a good defense. Mac Jones plays good under pressure, And if the Bills really fall apart, which I don't think will happen, but it could, the Pats are going to be right there. That's my take.
I think we're going to really know about the Patriots the next 4 weeks. They have games versus the Browns. So home against the Browns, at the Falcons, which isn't a big game, not too worried about that one. But then they play home against the Titans and then at Buffalo. So those next 4 games, I think, are really going to show us if the Patriots are real or not. Other than that, I would probably take the Patriots to get the playoffs. They are playing really well. Mac Jones, it's very, very similar to back in 2001 when good defense, good running game, and just quarterback who does not make mistakes. And Mac Jones is not making mistakes, which is good to see. And hopefully he develops more and gets a little bit more confidence, and they're playing well.
Yeah, I didn't really see a lot of this happening. It's been a weird year for them. I thought Cam Newton was going to come in as a starter again, to be honest, and then that whole thing happened, and they're just kind of throwing Mac Jones in the fire. He was like far from the first quarterback taken off the board, and I don't know. I didn't know if it was gonna be a huge fit. All the Patriots fans are talking about like, oh my god, look, he looks just like Tom Brady as far as his like mechanics and like his body and whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, it's hard to replicate a quarterback like that, but here they are, and especially with releasing Stephon Gilmore, I'm thinking, wow, what are they doing? They're giving up, retooling the defense, but it just kind of shows Bill Belichick is kind of more valuable than any player on that team.
Yeah.
So
he knows what he's doing.
I'm shocked. I'm happy for them. It's good to see some Patriots success when Tom Brady isn't the poster for that. So I don't know. I'm shocked the Bills have even let this be a competition in the NFC East. I mean AFC East, but I would still choose the Bills.
Yeah,
as far as that goes.
I guess transitioning off this last part of football for the day.
Here we go.
Football trivia question.
Ooh.
Each of you guys, this is from Scott Hansen himself, NFL Red Zone guy. Pull up the NFL schedule for this week, both of you guys.
NFL schedule for this week?
Boy.
For the previous week, from the week we
Week
just watched.
9 or week 8?
Week 9.
Okay.
9.
Yeah.
Okay. The most time in NFL history, 5 of these matchups have been previous Super Bowls. Which of the 5 are they?
Oh boy.
Wow. Okay.
Patriots, Panthers.
Yeah, New England.
Yep.
Yeah, New England, Carolina.
The Jets one, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Packers, Chiefs.
Yep. That's the first Super Bowl ever.
Is Bears, Pittsburgh one of them?
No.
Wow.
Cowboys, Broncos.
Yep.
How many we got left?
Yeah, one left.
There's some same.
That's what. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. The teams. Oh, Tennessee Rams. Yeah.
Titans, Rams.
Yeah.
One of the greatest games in Super Bowl history.
Yes, sir.
1 yard.
Yeah. 1 yard away. Tough one.
That's it. That was a good trivia question.
Yeah, that is a good trivia question. Has that ever happened before? We're
5 times.
Nope. Most in the NFL
4
history.
3.
Wow,
Wow.
That's crazy. I feel like they didn't hype that up enough.
No.
I would have loved to have kind of known that throughout the week.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not working in marketing there. Let's switch over to baseball. Season just concluded. You guys want to give your thoughts?
Yeah, we'll be very short and sweet. Got to give credit where credit's due. Congrats to the Braves for winning the World Series.
You want to put a little bit more excitement in that?
The Braves won the World Series.
Yeah.
Congrats. The Astros lost. On
Very-
to baseball off season.
Yeah. So we got some qualifying offers. Very interesting. People that did and did not get it. Mets reached out Conforto, Syndergaard. I think it was pretty obvious they were going to give Syndergaard the qualifying offer. There wasn't a lot of consensus that Conforto was going to get his.
Yeah, but I don't see the downside to giving it to him.
No, not at all.
We have the money. It's not a money issue anymore.
And if a team was going to get him, I think the Phillies were the front runner. And if he went to Philadelphia, he would have been a pain
he
in our
still
side.
Can go. He
Yeah,
still can
that's
go
true.
there. Only 10 out of 96 players. So only 96 players have been offered the qualifying offer since qualifying offers happened. Only 10 of them have accepted the offer.
Ooh. Well, there's still a lot of time.
A lot of guys that more than those 10 have re-signed with their original team,
Yeah.
but only 10 have actually accepted the original offer. Last offseason, just as a clarification, last offseason there were 6 qualifying offers. This was actually the most this year. I think there was like 15, 20. There's a lot this year. Last year there was 6. 2 of them signed the qualifying offer, 2 re-signed with the original team, and 2 went somewhere else.
Okay.
So roughly.
So
two-thirds.
chances are he'll be back.
Hopefully.
That's uniform.
In one way or the other.
Want Syndergaard back for sure.
Yep.
But very interesting. The Dodgers not giving Kershaw his qualifying offer.
Yeah.
This could mean though that he does re-sign still, right?
He still could resign. It's a possibility, but I kind of feel like he's leaving LA.
I can't see him in any. I can't even picture him in another uniform.
I know, but I don't think he stays in LA. Not with the Dodgers.
So weird.
It is weird, but he didn't have a great season. He's injured often.
No, I mean he's getting up there in age.
And the Dodgers are a team that's perennial all-star, perennial champions, and they need. You can't be throwing a 5th star off like Kershaw when you're
especially when you got guys Walker Buehler, Dustin May, Urias. I mean, they got a lot of guys. That's true. That's gonna be sad because I don't know. I kind of hope they re-sign him because Kershaw's the man. He was the man.
I know.
Dodgers for a while.
But who knows where it'll go after this?
Yeah.
I really have no idea.
We'll
see where the market opens up because there's the whole problem, as we've said before, the whole lockout probability. Yes, in around a month.
That's true.
Around a month, probably.
It will probably be.
A lockout one way or the other. A bunch of heated labor negotiation between these two sides who absolutely hate each other.
You think they're going to shorten the season? Or how long do you think this lockout is going to be? Because they missed the season. When was it? The 80s, I think they missed the 90s. They missed the season.
I can see that again. There's a bunch of things that need to be fixed in baseball, and both these sides need to come to the table ready to negotiate. And both of them are really stubborn on a lot of hard issues, and I don't think this gets done anytime soon.
Well, we'll see what will happen with that.
Yeah.
I mean, not a lot else to talk about. Season just ended. Hopefully, by this time next year, we'll be talking about the Mets hoisting the trophy.
I wouldn't hold your breath for that.
Okay, well, okay, Mr. LA guy.
All right, Sean, basketball trivia, baby. Let's hear it.
Okay, so we have actually 2 options for trivia questions today.
Oh.
Can we give us one at the beginning and one at the end?
Sure, why not? Okay, 3 players in NBA history have won all 3 MVP awards in the same season: the regular season MVP, the All-Star Game MVP, and the Finals MVP. Who are the 3 players to have won all 3?
Is Michael Jordan one of them?
Michael Jordan has won it twice. He's the only player to have done this feat twice.
Kobe.
Nope.
Huh?
Nope.
Tim Duncan.
Nope.
Shaq.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
One other one.
Hakeem.
Nope. I'll give you a hint on this guy. He's before the 90s, like earlier than the 90s.
Magic.
Nope.
Larry.
Nope. Earlier than that.
Really?
Bill?
Around his time period.
Who'd you guess?
Nope.
Who'd you guess?
Bill Russell.
Is it an old Celtics guy?
No.
Huh.
Not a Celtic or Laker.
Kareem.
Nope.
Oscar?
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh.
I think MVPs. Is this someone we know?
Wait. I know him personally.
What does that mean?
Give me
Northeast region, I'll give you that.
Northeast region.
Not the Celtics.
Would it be too obvious if I asked for the team name?
Kind of, I'll give it to you at this point. The Knicks.
Who was that old guy on the Knicks? It's not like Willis
Frazier?
Reed or... Yeah, okay.
Willis Reed.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I would not have guessed that.
I wouldn't have guessed Willis Reed. That was a good one.
Yep, Willis Reed.
Okay.
So, Mike, Shaq, and Willis Reed.
Yep.
What a group right there.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's like it's a quality group. Willis Reed, for those who don't know,
played a while ago.
Had a huge game with the Knicks in the championship, one of the few championships the Knicks ever won, when he got injured and he came back out and put up a bunch of points to start the game, gave a bunch of morale boost, and they ended up winning the series.
Wow.
But yeah.
That was a good one.
Shout out Willis Reed.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with the top of the East. Sixers. Philadelphia 76ers. Shout out Tom Casper. Top of the East, no Ben Simmons. There's what do we make?
I don't think personally this was like huge to me. I had no idea that the Sixers would be good without Ben Simmons, especially with all the drama it's been causing. But Embiid came out and said it today. Their chemistry is at an all-time high, and I don't think anybody could have predicted that. Crazy. 8-2 right now.
It's kind of crazy. It looks like an addition by subtraction type thing.
Yeah.
You know? and not even just like a locker room, being an issue with the chemistry, but like you put someone in his spot in the starting lineup. No matter who it is, you instantly have more shooting.
Oh yeah.
Like no matter who it is, if you think about it. I think Maxi's been starting.
I haven't been watching a lot of Sixers games, but the one thing I have been keeping track of is their guy over there named Seth Curry, brother of Steph.
Oh yeah.
Who the Mavericks gave away for a bag of chips 2 years ago. He's been going absolutely off, but they've been playing well. And Embiid only averaging 21 a game, but if they keep winning, he's going to catapult himself in the MVP conversation. And they're getting production from all guys. Tobias has been playing really well. Tyrese Maxey, Seth Curry. Furkan Korkmaz has been playing really well. Niang, Shake Milton. They don't have a bad team. It's the whole Ben Simmons thing. I completely wrote the Sixers off. I didn't think they would be good at all, but now they're top of the East.
So you got to hear this starting lineup. So they just beat the Bulls, who everyone has been in love with the Bulls.
Oh, yeah. They're fun,
We'll get to them, but you got to hear the starting line for the Sixers. So Maxey, who played the most minutes out of any Sixer by a mile. The next highest was Shake Milton with 36, but he played 44 minutes.
Wow.
Which is... I feel like you don't see that at all.
I mean,
for a regular season game. For a regulation game.
On their roster, he is the only point guard.
Yeah, so
that could be it.
They're running Maxey, Curry, Milton. I'm assuming Danny Green and Tobias were injured because it's Maxey, Curry, Milton, P. Reed. I have to look up who this is. I'm sorry, Paul Reed. And then Embiid. And Embiid had 30. They played 3 guys off the bench. Niang, Drummond, and Furkan
8-man.
I mean, 8-man rotation, and they went in and beat the Bulls in Chicago.
Wow.
With Embiid,
Embiid
30.
hit that. Did you see that game, the dagger he had? Oh, incredible. He's been playing really well. It's just going to be tough. I mean, you can't play 8-man rotations.
No, yeah. I mean, they're not going to be doing that going forward.
Yeah.
That's got to say something that, even without Tobias and, Danny Green, you're still, coming in and beating the Bulls. Like, should we look at Doc Rivers? Like, I know they were first in the East last year, right? And then the big storylines last year in the playoffs was Doc Rivers and Ben Simmons. But, I mean, it says something when you can get this 8-man roster to top of the East and beat the Bulls. Or 8-man rotation, I should say.
No, it's very impressive. It's really, wow.
It's something Doc
shocking
Rivers is usually good at. Yeah. It's just like having great
finds ways
seasons.
To win games, yeah.
He does it in the regular season, though, but the biggest knock on Doc Rivers is playoff time. He can't usually bring a team to win the championship. He's done it once with the Celtics, but the rest of his time with those other teams, he did not do it.
I want to argue, though, in basketball, especially come playoff time, it's a little more on the players than it is the coach, especially with what happened last season.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons just not being able to shoot the ball is definitely a problem.
But we got to give credit where credit's due. They've been really good this season.
And unfortunately, it looks like it's probably going to not be on the exact same trajectory, because Embiid just did test positive for COVID today, so he's going to likely be out for a series of games. So we'll see, if they drop a couple. Maybe Tobias is coming back. But, Sean, let's hear about this Celtics rumor that we heard about the other day with the Sixers.
So, as we all know, being from the Philadelphia area, the Sixers have been shopping Ben Simmons for a while now, trying to find anybody to take him after the numerous problems they've had with him. Current rumors that Celtics are interested in Simmons, but they would need to part ways with Jaylen Brown in any trade. And all I have to say is, if we give up more than Jaylen Brown, I'm gonna have problems. Like we need to.
So would you be okay, Ben Simmons for Jaylen Brown straight up?
No. We need more back.
You need more back.
Brown.
I think that's fair.
Okay, let's say it's Jaylen Brown for Ben Simmons and like 2 firsts.
Can we get Seth Curry? If you
there's no way. There's no way you get Seth Curry right now. No way.
But okay, let's just say that happens. How does that work for both teams?
Okay, it'd be interesting for Seth Curry point of view, because you go from hating Ben Simmons to not having to play with him again. Like,
that would be weird.
Wait, who is this?
If you're Seth Curry, Seth Curry got traded.
Oh, if he was in the package.
Can we take him out of this package? Because the Sixers are not trading him.
He's not going to be that. No. I'm just saying if it's like draft capital and Simmons for Jaylen Brown, hypothetically.
Well, Celtics-wise, you get a point guard who can actually handle the ball and defensively.
Playmaker.
Defensively, you get a lot better.
Yep.
You'll lose scoring. You'll lose a shooter.
However, if you get someone who doesn't shoot the ball, that gives a lot more shots to Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
And a guy that can play make for him, too.
But I feel like Jaylen Brown has the ability to play off the ball. Ben Simmons doesn't really have that. And I think Jason Tatum needs the ball in his hands. And I feel like he's just create another... Right now, the logjam is just two guys who can't really pass well. And we don't have shooters. We need a shooter.
That's not a shooter.
The Celtics need a shooter.
Yeah, if you get
They
Ben
need a
Simmons,
three-point
it's not...
shooter. Ben Simmons is not the answer there. I don't like the trade
So
at all.
how does that work for the Sixers?
It's lovely.
Yeah, the Sixers lose Ben Simmons and get anybody in return.
They literally just gained a player.
Yeah.
You really gain a player,
Yeah. I don't know, Jaylen Brown and...
Jaylen Brown and
he
Embiid.
could have a coming-out party with Embiid as the main...
Seth Curry sitting in the
wing guy.
corner.
Yeah.
Maxey bring the ball up.
Maybe some Jaylen Brown and Embiid pick and rolls. Pick and
Oh, my
pops.
God.
That'd be quite something.
Wow.
I would hate it.
Yeah, I don't
Please.
think it's going to happen.
I don't think the
No
Celtics
longer
should
can I yell
not.
at you, Danny Ainge. It is now Brad Stevens I yell at. Brad Stevens, please, for the love of God, do not trade Jaylen Brown for Ben Simmons.
Would you even want Ben Simmons
No.
even if
Okay.
you didn't give up Jaylen Brown? Say you gave up, I don't know what your draft capital looks like,
Okay,
but
we get
two,
capital, so-
2 firsts, Robert Williams, somebody else.
Deal.
Marcus Smart, Robert Williams.
Marcus Smart, we're getting iffy now. I love that man. But
What if it's just Marcus Smart?
Marcus
They don't,
Smart
need,
and
they
like,
don't need Robert Williams, the Sixers.
no,
Backup center?
I could give away Marcus Smart for Ben Simmons
well, yeah,
and some draft picks.
and a couple of draft picks.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
That'd be interesting. That'd be weird to see him in a Celtics.
Yeah, that would be so
Weird.
strange.
It's weird to see Marcus Smart also not a
Ugh,
Celtics
Yeah.
jersey.
I wouldn't like that either. No.
My if I was a betting man, please be 21.
Oh my gosh.
I wouldn't put money on that happening.
No.
But
No.
let's go to the east. Let's go from the East Coast to the West Coast. Talk about the Warriors, Sean. I'm sure you want to say a lot about that and how they are just some shocking everybody. They are going on a tear. Steph Curry, let's hear it, man.
They're just playing so well. Steph Curry's shooting ability, his passing ability, Jordan Poole stepping up in a big way. And you look at their lineup. If you look up and down the lineup, these aren't guys that you have a lot of faith in typically. But they're just playing well as a team. They're shooting well. Klay Thompson coming back. Wiseman coming back. Kuminga coming back. There's so many people not there on the team. This team is scary, dangerous, and looking like the Warriors of old. And they're probably the favorite coming out of the West.
Their defense has been really good too.
They're playing back to Warrior basketball.
They are.
Passing, moving, defense. Simple fundamentals that the rest of the league cannot do for some reason.
It's scary. God, when they get Klay Thompson back, that's gonna be scary.
It's giving me a lot of 2015 vibes
Yeah.
right here.
Which is lovely. Okay. In my opinion, I know you both hated the Warriors Cavs years, but that 2015 season, that Warriors team was one of the most prettiest teams I've ever seen play. The way they passed, if you just watch, I could literally just watch highlights of Steph Curry's off-ball movement. The fact that he just runs around forever, gets the ball, shoots three, bangs it. The way they pass the ball, I love it.
Yeah, it's very pretty basketball. I'm not going to disagree with you there. We'll have to see how it is, more than 9 games into the season. Maybe they'll still be top of the conference, in a month or so. But is this sustainable, I guess, is the question. There's a lot of pressure being put on Steph Curry to score the basketball.
As long as Steph Curry's on the court, I think it's sustainable.
Yep. And Klay Thompson will come back and get some scoring. Hopefully James Wiseman takes a step forward when he comes back. Kuminga will soon, you'll need to see. But, they've got the pieces coming back. Klay Thompson coming back in December is, trading for Klay Thompson.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
almost like a big trade acquisition.
Yeah. Crazy how much the NBA has changed since he was playing.
Oh, it's very funny.
Chris Paul was a rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Kawhi was a Raptor. Jimmy
Anthony
Butler was a Sixer.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis was a Pelican.
Yeah.
Luka was 4 years old.
Something like that.
Speaking of Luka,
Let's good transition.
Sean, I'm sure you saw the shot the other day.
I did.
It's funny, whenever the Celtics visit Dallas, something like that always happens. Big shout out to Luka for that game winner. He's now tied for most game-winning buzzer beaters in Mavericks history With who?
Dirk.
Yeah, of course, with 3, including playoffs.
Wait,
playoffs.
only 3?
Yeah.
I guess makes still crazy.
He's been incredible. I mean, he's not shooting as efficiently, but just him playmaking, it is a joy to watch. Mavs right now, 3rd in the West. I think they're going to be good this season. They just still they're a couple pieces away, in my opinion, but I think they'll be okay. I think they will.
It looks a lot like that Mavs team kind of reminds me of the Warriors in a way because it's so much pressure on Luka to score the ball.
The only problem is they have Tim Hardaway Jr., but he can't create his own shot. Outside of that, Brunson's been playing really well, though. Got to give a shout out to Brunson.
Villanova basketball there, right?
And then the Zingod.
Yeah, how's he doing?
He's 7'2", averaging 6 rebounds a game. It's just not.
Wow.
I was never a big fan of that. Their defense has been pretty good, though. They got Reggie Bullock from the Knicks. He's been playing well. But, yeah, it's going to be a struggle without Luke on the court for them.
Yeah.
I would have... There was so much talk over the offseason of, them getting a Goran Dragic or Kemba Walker or somebody. And that would have been awesome. That backcourt, you have, so much playmaking and shot creating. I don't know. How far can they go if you just have the same group, essentially, as last year?
These past 2 years... They've been a couple calls away from beating the Clippers in the opening round. Both series, they were up. What were they up 3? They were up 2-0, then 3-2 this past year, and that was a good Clippers team. I mean, Kawhi, he played the whole series, but he was hurt after that. I could see them doing some damage in the playoffs this year.
Let's play a fun game. In a playoff series, who would you pick in these following scenarios? Okay, Mavericks Warriors.
Warriors.
Mavericks Jazz.
Jazz.
In how many games?
6.
Ooh.
Mavs Suns.
Ooh, the way the Suns have been playing.
I can see that going to.
I can see that 7-game series.
Okay, Mavs Grizzlies.
Oh,
Come
Mavs.
on.
Mavs Nuggets.
Without Jamal Murray?
That's the question.
When Jamal Murray's healthy, he's going to be back.
Oh, that's
back
right.
This year.
I mean, okay, Nuggets with Jamal Murray, I think they're up there with the Warriors and the Lakers for me.
Yeah.
Who's guarding Jokic on the Mavs?
That's a See, we don't have a big man. I've been saying this for years.
So
Yeah.
Nuggets, Mavs, Clippers when the Clippers are healthy. I think
Mavs.
Mavs? Okay.
Yeah. Blazers, Mavs.
Blazers on
Lakers,
the playoffs.
Mavs.
We got to see. I can't.
Yeah.
It's indeterminate right now. This current Lakers team, I might take the Mavs. I don't know.
So then we're looking at 1, 2.
Because when the Mavs are on, it's stupid how
You're
good
looking
spacing is.
at a 5-6 seed.
I'll take that. I mean, it's Luka and the supporting cast. All I'm saying is, if I was GM, I would have gone out and got DeMar DeRozan. I've been saying that for a while. I would have gone and got DeMar DeRozan. I would have got DeMar DeRozan, and the Mavs would be number 1 in the West right now.
Yeah.
So
you've been dying for a long time for a defensive winger.
I want something like that. Mid-range guy. Oh my God. Can we talk about the Bulls?
Yeah, let's talk about the Bulls. Another great team that I think has been an NBA fan favorite because you just see all these highlights.
They're just fun.
They're fun. They just did lose the Sixers, which we talked about. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I mean, it feels like everyone just kind of knows their roles. Like, you're not as... Like, Lonzo isn't going out there and trying to score 30. Mm-hmm. He's going to play amazing defense and pass and rebound. And then, you got Levine and DeRozan and Caruso with that bench. He's throwing lobs to everybody. He's doing his thing.
As much of a meme as it is, Caruso's been playing really well.
Yeah.
Vucevic has been playing really well, too. I mean...
That's going to be one of the better starting fives.
Oh, yeah.
In the league, for sure.
Definitely. DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Vucevic, Lonzo. Has Caruso been...
I think it's Patrick Williams still.
Patrick Williams. He's not bad. I mean...
He's great. They need defense, and so that's what he gives them.
You get one more guy, too, trade deadline, you're going to be in trouble.
Like a nice seventh man, like a shot,
Yeah,
they're a good team. They've surprised me, to be honest.
DeMar's averaging 27.
I did not expect this. I did not expect them to mesh this well together, but they meshed well.
Wow.
I think DeMar might come back down to earth a little bit.
I mean, he has to.
They're all going to come back down to earth a little bit.
Especially if Levine's going to be the main man in that, which he should. And he has been. God, DeMar's
I've been kind of
27?
waiting for DeMar to, hit this cliff where, because it's the mid-range game that's unfortunately just been dying in the NBA, and I've been kind of waiting for him to, just kind of fall into a little bit of mediocrity.
And
especially after the Spurs years.
He just doesn't hit it.
You're fair thinking that he's shooting 50% right now from the field, which is 42 from 3.
40. How many attempts are we talking about?
ESPN isn't pulling that up for me. I'll tell you his career numbers though. 28% career 3-point shooter.
He's not a career 3-point shooter.
He's been really good from the line in his career.
I hate that.
Oh, God.
He's averaging 2 attempts a game.
That's still not bad, though. He's making 1 out of 2 threes a game.
Yeah.
Especially, they just got Lonzo can play make. Levine is an animal. Caruso off the bench can play make. There's going to be a tough team.
It's weird because I feel like we always kind of assume that, to be a contender, you need a top 10 player.
Yeah.
And they really don't have one, to be honest.
This reminds me of that Hawks team that won the East that one year. That just had a great... Everybody had their role.
So would you see history repeating, if they go up against the Bucks or the Nets? They just don't make it.
That's the problem. In playoff scenarios, you need someone that can take over games.
Do you think they're close to, actually? That Pacers team with Paul George.
They do, yeah.
Because, Zach LaVine... Paul George wasn't... consider what he is now.
His big step.
Yeah, I think Zach LaVine's almost like a Paul George.
They had Roy Hibbert, David West. They had guys that could play.
George
Hill. That's when George Hill was good too. Yeah.
So I think they're more along lines of that. I think they have the star power a little bit than Zach LaVine, but in general, I agree.
And they do have that veteran presence of DeMar, who's been there.
Yeah.
So
I think they win a playoff series.
Yeah, definitely. If they
series,
definitely a series. But when they go up against superstar talent in the playoffs, that's when Giannis takes over games.
Yeah.
KD takes over games. Harden can take over a game. And Embiid, you never know.
Yeah.
But the way they've been playing really well.
I agree.
Speaking of Harden, I think a lot of the focus this season, one of the news headlines that's been kind of going on, is how the new NBA rules have been fitting and whether they've been implemented properly. And a lot of it is, and the league came out and said it was going to be subjective at first. And I think they're trying to make it hard just to prove a point. But have the NBA rules, which kind of in a way, in an unspoken way, target James Harden and Trae Young to a lesser extent, have they been targeting them too much?
I've seen a couple clips just floating around on Twitter where he gets absolutely mauled and they're not calling it. However, I think that's going to decrease as the season goes on. They're going to get better at making the right call. But Harden's been really struggling. Shooting-wise, shooting 40% from the field, which is 4 below what he shoots from his career. He's still making a good amount of threes, but he doesn't look comfortable out there because he can't go to his go-to hooking arm. He's not getting those calls.
Is he still overweight to anybody else other than me?
Yeah, he's still out of shape.
It's very odd. Visible. Game to game, it's very different.
Yeah, it depends what you're wearing.
It's bloated.
It's pretty visible. He hasn't been in game shape for the last 3 years to start the season.
But he's averaging 5 turnovers a game.
Yeah, I think he might also be having an issue. Still adjusting just because he goes from the Rockets where he's scoring 35 and he's still doing his hook and and his jumping into the defenders, but he's also scoring a lot of buckets and valid free throw attempts, and then he goes to Brooklyn where you have Kyrie and Durant, and he was a great passer and everything, and now you don't have Kyrie, so I think he needs to get a little bit more aggressive and find his shot a little bit more. I don't think I've seen so many videos about is he washed, and I'd say the majority of people that watch the game seriously, he's not washed. I think he's having an issue adjusting. He's still a very talented player in a lot of aspects. I think the people that are saying he's only a foul baiter, they don't watch a majority of NBA games where that's not his go. That's not his. It's his go-to, but it's not what he's doing.
He's not reliant on it.
Yeah, exactly. He's still a bona fide scorer that's giving you 35. You can't score 35 off hooking people's arms.
You can. He's done it before.
Yeah. However, it is.
I disagree. But I don't think that's how he's scored 35.
Game to game, he's done it, but overall, he's not. But I would definitely be concerned about him.
I would too.
I'm definitely still concerned. If I was KD, I'd say Harden, take the ball, do what you need to get right, just shoot as much as you want, do what you need to do. I'll step back, just sit in the corner. Because if Harden's not right, no matter how good Kevin Durant is, they're not making They're not making a push. They're not making the Eastern Conference Finals. In my opinion,
no, they're not beating the Bucks.
They're not getting. They're not beating the Bucks. They're not beating the Bulls. The Bulls. I pick the Bulls over them if it's just Kevin Durant and the rest of the cast.
I mean, Harden, you go from averaging 35 points a game to 19. That's almost half.
Yeah,
it's an adjustment. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think he still could average 35.
He could, yeah.
He's back in the markets. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just got to figure it out.
They just need to figure it out.
It's weird to do that. I think Curry and Durant meshing was such an anomaly. Because they did it right. You can't just do that with two scoring leaders in the league.
Harden can play make too. It's just in a very different way. It's going to be interesting to see how the Nets play out. I mean, they're winning games. They're going to. I no doubt that they're going to finish top 3 in the East, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would give Harden more time.
Yeah, got it. I have to.
But yeah,
they're still 7-3.
We're looking at the time right now. We're gonna go with a Sean trivia question to wrap up our
end
NBA
it out.
segment.
Okay, so dunk contest trivia.
Oh boy.
Only one person in NBA history. It's a 2-part question. The first part is only one player in NBA history has won 3 dunk contests.
Mr.
3?
Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Who was
2?
Zach LaVine's got 2.
Trying to think.
Oh no.
It's not Vince Carter, is it?
Nope.
Nah.
Nate Robinson?
Is it Nate? Yeah.
Nate Robinson
Nate.
won 3.
He did what's the second part?
The second question is who's won multiple. There's 5 of them, not including Nate Robinson. You said one was Zach LaVine. There's 4 of the rest of them.
Oh no.
I think you can get 2 of the 4.
Jordan.
Jordan's one of them.
Yeah.
2 of the 4.
Is Dr. J? That was before. Yeah, that was okay. That was after him. Get 2 of the 4.
Dude,
Yep.
I don't know.
Back in the 70s, I think he played
Back
then.
in this. You think?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Sean Kemp ever?
Nope.
No, probably not.
Are there 2 no names on there?
The 2 names are Harold Miner
Okay.
and Jason Richardson.
Oh,
okay,
Wait,
yeah.
Jason Richardson isn't a no name.
No, he's not a no-name.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have guessed him.
That's true.
Probably not.
Okay, the other guy played for the Hawks back in...
is it Dominique?
Yep, Dominic
Yeah.
Wilkins.
There we go.
Nice.
And then to wrap up our show real quick, a little bit of Villanova basketball. So close to home. We start the season tomorrow. Big game at Mount St. Mary's, 4:30 at the Finn.
Good luck, boys.
Very excited about that. We are ranked 4th in the nation right now.
Wow, nice.
And then Friday we have a big test. Big way to start the season. Playing UCLA at UCLA, 11:30 p.m. Eastern start time against UCLA, who is the 2nd team in the country. So
it's gonna be
test.
awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
it's a huge test. We're going to see a lot about how Villanova basketball is going to play this year. We're going to see how the young guys can step up, see how Colin can stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jay Wright's a great mind. He's half the reason we're number 4 projected. So, yeah, I'm
bringing
excited
guys back. Exciting season. Looking forward to it.
I can't wait to win that natty, right?
Yeah, looking forward to be back in the
This is our
building.
year, baby.
You can go back to basketball games. It's gonna be fun.
It will be great.
All right, gentlemen, it's 5:17 Monday evening at this point. That has been fun in the locker room. November 8th, 2021. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. Please tune in next time for next Monday afternoon. We're going to have a great episode, more NBA, another slate of games from the NFL, and don't forget to check us out on SoundCloud. We have a podcast. We upload the recorded shows every week, and also, come on, the Twitter polls. Sean works very hard for those. Go check those out, too. All right, everybody. Take care.